Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, and we're still going through the Marvel comic book series to talk about two issues, 65 and 66. So the first one is called Golrath Never Forgets, and it's issue 65 right here. And again, you can find this still in volume 4 of A Long Time Ago by Dark Horse. And the second one is in issue 66, which is here, and it's called The Water Bandits. So, what is the story of this arc, or what are we going to be looking at here? Well, first of all, we do have some different writers and artists coming in. We have typical, the ones we've been talking about. David Michelinie is the writer, and then of course Walt Simonson has been doing the pencils. He will be joined in by in the next issue by Tom Palmer. Basically, it says here Walter Simonson, who does the breakdown, and then Tom Palmer does the finished art. So it kind of starts to change. You see the art change as we go on here. Tom Palmer is not that bad of an artist, but he's definitely, for me, I prefer Walt Simonson's art, but that's just me. So there's a little bit of changing art here. So Luke is on trial, going through the story here. Luke is on trial for the whole Shira Brie incident. And he's going through the whole process, and it kind of gives info, and he is found not guilty. Who would have saw that coming, right? So Luke is given his commander title back, and the reason he's found not guilty, actually, not just because he's not in prison by Return of the Jedi. The main reason for it is he is... they found with video evidence that, of course, he brought back, and then also in recordings of the battle, they find that Shira was actually, he did not intentionally try to destroy her. So Luke is given back his commander title, and there's this new crisis that suddenly comes up, which, on a side note, you know, they're hyping up like the trial of Luke Skywalker. It's very short. It's only like maybe 2 pages in the trade, maybe 2.5. It's not that much. And it's right at the beginning. So as soon as you jump in, it's like, oh, yep, not guilty. And it's like, well, you were hyping it up. And it's barely in there. But anyways, whatever. Going forward, there's a new crisis. So Golrath base has been abandoned since issue 50. And so the crystals that the planet is made of is basically due to these heat. The planet is made of these crystals, and there's this crisis going on because of this heat. And basically, it's creating holograms. And it shows the rebels as being there. So if the Empire goes there, they're going to see that the rebels aren't there. And so the Empire could go down and get intel from the base, or potentially get it. So Leia sneaks in, and she sets the reactor to blow. Luke can't jump to hyperspace for some reason, and then the planet basically records it and replays it. So then 66, Luke is kind of stuck on Belhethboth. He tries to get help. Basically, Luke ends up crashing on this planet because of this whole issue from the last one. And so the Imperials are attacking, and these pirates are stealing water from these moisture evaporators. He teams up with this girl named Dorile to try and fix it. And again, I don't really want to spoil too much about this because it's not a terrible story. So the question that we usually have to ask on this, right? Is this an essential read in your Expanded Universe reading? Maybe. The main story, no, not really. But like I said, I do think that the trial is very short. I think it's very glossed over. But I do think that it is something, especially if we're following this whole Shira Brie story, it might be worth your time to check out. Just to see that, again, that continued subplot or that whole part of Shira's story. It might be worth your time. But again, for the rest of it, I don't think so. But it might be worth your time just to check out the trial. Heck, maybe you only read the first few pages of the issue 65. I don't know. It's totally your call. But anyways, that's all that time I have for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time with another episode of the Star Wars Library. May the Force be with you.